Yo, yo, what's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to the Friday night chop session with Stormybman for this Friday, November 18th, 2022. We're rolling through the month of November just as we have each and every other month of this year. The time is flying by, people. If you're not taking time out to enjoy life, smell the roses, hug someone, speak to someone, be a friend to someone, you are wasting yourself. Welcome everybody out there, man. It's coming to an end of another week and we have the chop session. This is number 177 in the series of chop sessions, and we're calling this one Tune-Ups Make Us Tune Out. Yeah. And just as we were coming into this evening, there was news that came down the boxing world today of more tune-ups. Can you believe it, people? I mean, Stormy is not, some type of prophet or nothing like that, but when things align, they align, huh? There's no reason why we should have all these tune-up bouts, but not the main bouts that we want to see, huh? Ain't that something? But we're going to talk about it tonight. We got a little time on our hands. It's the Friday night chop session. Welcome one, welcome all. Yeah. Let me go up here and scroll up into the chat and see who's in the building. Man, let me tell you how goofy the OG Stormy is sometimes. I had muted the mic while the intro was playing, and then I unmuted it, and then I started coughing. Felt like I was coughing up a lung. So y'all might have even heard that while the intro was playing, but I'm okay. I just got some allergies, and this time of the year, when the weather gets to changing up like it's doing, it aggravates them. So I'm all right for anybody that might have been concerned, because I know I was hacking. It's like, dang, is a lung gonna come out or what? But I'm all good. And for those of y'all who don't give a damn, just keep on not giving a damn, because, you're gonna be all right too, huh? We got big homie Coop out there in the building saying, salute seafood, backsmack the like button, people. Class is in session, so pay attention, and salute to all the family in the chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. CB Sports TV, my brothers out there saying, salute Stormy B, man. CB, come on back here to the Shy and get you some of this chilly weather, man. Huh? Don't hang out there in them warmer states, abandoning your brethrens out here in the Shy, huh? Yeah. Shower Owl is in the building with those channel emojis saying peace and love, Stormy B man in the chat. Sheena's out there with the channel emojis as well. What's going on with you, Sheena? Good to see you back. She says happy Friday, everyone, and a toast to all. Jay Grant Jr. in the building saying salute, Stormy B. Sheena says smash the like button. Yeah. Andrew Gray is in the building saying peace and prayers and blessings. Yes. Flawless mentality. Dr. Mark in the building saying salute to the sensei, Stormy B man, family, and the gods and beautiful goddesses of the mighty LDBC Friday chop session. Yes. Who else we got out here? We got Shakers and Dice in the building saying shout out to Stormy and the chat. Same to you, brother. And IGM Tim in the building saying salute Stormy and chat. Yeah. Shaw was saying tea with ginseng knock the allergies in the butt. Yeah, I didn't take my turmeric today either, so I realized, because I take turmeric every day too, Shaw. And everybody else is saluting each other. King Corleone just crept up into the building. What's going on with you, King Corleone? Yeah. So we talking about tune-ups make us tune out, huh? Don't it put a frown on your face, family, when you hear all these guys talking about they need a tune-up? There's news that has come down the pipeline. More fights on the horizon, but more tune-ups being requested. It doesn't make any sense, man. When are these guys gonna just get up and start fighting, huh? Your guess is as good as mine, because in this foreseeable future, I don't see it happening, huh? Not at all. Kamara, the stepping razor, saying, Sensei, what's good with you? Listen, they announced today Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. They've come to an agreement to have a fight for early next year. But Tank is going to have a fight in the interim. Now, Tim Tszyu, after declaring he ain't accepting no step-asides anymore and he wants to get on in there and get his rightful title opportunity against undisputed champ Mel Charlo, he's now saying, I think I want to tune up before I go in there with Mel. What? Nigga, what? Everybody want to tune up, man. I don't understand it. Can you guys help me with that? I just put the Q&A up there in the chat for you guys, because we need to see from the people what your thoughts are regarding this. William Old School in the building. What's good with you, William? He says, salute Stormybman. Peace, brother. And y'all smash the like button, people, when entering the building. Peace. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But can anyone help me with this? The Q&A we got going on up there right now. Tune-ups. But see, you know, William, I feel you on what you're saying there, but check this out. If they're fighting once a year anyway, I think part of that is some of them are lazy and are like fat cats. They're being overfed. The other part is the deals that they have with their promoters and the networks and apps that they're fighting on. They like to sell everything as championship bouts now. So it's like, when you look at it like that, it's like, you know, every fight ain't a damn championship fight. You have contenders, you have champions, you have prospects, and you have pretenders. So it's like somewhere along the line, somebody has got to get in the ring and mix it up. The big fights can't take place because most of the named guys with contracts to these networks and apps and so forth, they look forward to fighting someone on paper that it resonates that they are going to be victorious. They look toward beating up on guys that they're supposed to beat. And then they posture and pander for the rest of the year. I'm the baddest in the world. I'm the baddest at my weight. I'm the undisputed this and I'm not this. And they're not doing anything. They're not doing a darn thing. So when you see that happening, you really don't know where to go. I mean, I don't see anybody, you know, coming up with any answers or anything, but it's like, it's really something else, man. Theseus GQ, I see you out there. What's good with you? You know, I think tonight I'm going to also release my updated Thunderous Top 10 for both the women and the men of the sport. And you guys will get a chance to enjoy that. You may be impressed or you may be depressed after you see what my changes are that I made to my list. Curtis Price, what's good with you, man? William Old School is out there. He says, Stormybman, these fighters today need to realize if you want to be great, one fight a year ain't gonna get it. Yeah, man. You're right. And it just so happened, I titled the show like days ago, but more information came down through the pipeline. Now, check this out. They talk that, Tank is going to fight this guy, Hector Luis Garcia, before he takes on Ryan. Dude, that ain't no damn 100% guarantee. Tank going to win that fight. Yes, he has been picking on a lot of the Latin fighters and everything, but this young man, Hector Luis Garcia from the Dominican Republic, this guy can fight, bro. He can fight. He's a former Olympian. He's got a pedigree. Sooner or later, one of these fighters is going to end up paying dearly with all of this posturing and stuff. Terrence Crawford, instead of going on into that fight with Earl Spence, instead of going on to that fight with Terrence Crawford, they have parted ways for whatever reason. Okay, I ain't into the politics and the dramatics of that stuff. The only thing that I know is one of the best fights of modern times is not taking place due to the politics of boxing. These guys are getting older. Their careers are like accelerating beyond where they are. So it's in the rearview mirror, huh? And the next thing you know, they're going to be over the hill, and some of these younger prospects that have turned contender going to be ready to supplant them without us even enjoying what they really could have offered us. It's sickening. Sickening. Yeah, Shower, they're pissed about him being called a tune-up. That young man is not a tune-up. He's not a tune-up. He whooped up on Lil B-Hop, and now he's ready for more. Huh? He's become a world champion, and now he's ready for more. And I said this a while back. I don't remember which one of my videos, streams, or whatever, but Tank, they're doing with Tank what Floyd did in the later part of his career, where he fought on the Latin holidays and he fought a lot of the Latin fighters who were not necessarily always on par with him athletic wise, mobile wise, and maybe coming up a little short on boxing technique as well. So Floyd fought with advantages on paper and experience on paper. Some of those guys were young, some of them were strong, some of them had power, but none of them had Olympic pedigree, athleticism to match, experience to match, and overall threat where when you looked at them on paper, you say, well, I don't know, none of them enjoyed those luxuries. So they've been doing this with Tank, but the thing about it is, you guys answer me this question. When is the last time that Tank Davis fought a black fighter? Now, as soon as you finish answering that question, if you're going to answer it at all, let me know which one of these fighters coming up resembles more of a black fighter to you. Ryan Garcia or Hector Luis Garcia? What's good with you, Diana? I see you out there. 704 Joe in the building as well. What's good with you guys? See, when it comes down to it, if Tank gets upset by someone, he will only have his handlers to blame. Because in a time when he could have faced some of these young black talents out there so he could get that experience, you got to have that experience. Tank ain't won no Olympics. He ain't had no gold medals and things of that nature. But in the professional ranks, there are style matchups that would give him different looks, and it would add to his ring experience. Now, he's going to go in there against Mr. Garcia, and I'm not talking about Ryan right now. I'm talking about Hector Luis. And that man can box. He has skills. He has will. He does not think he's the lesser man. He basically stripped Chris Colbert's heart from him. Chris Colbert didn't even want to engage in the later part of the fight when it meant something to try to win the bout, because he was coming from behind. He had been dropped. He was being outpointed, and he needed to do something to change the direction of the way the bout was going. And he elected to coast through victory, even dancing around and running around the ring to kill the time. Way before the last round, he was doing these things, mind you. So when you think about these things, you have to understand that Tank could easily find himself in a boxing match where he's at a deficit against somebody who's skilled, who's experienced, who knows how to fight, and is not afraid of his aura. Hector Luis Garcia has been here before. And they are trying to say Ryan will be next after that. Against Hector, maybe? Because this is not a shoe-in for Tank. And I'm not saying that being against Tank Davis. I'm giving the example of understanding that you keep on playing Putain and you're gonna get stroked. Huh? I said it a little cleaner, but y'all know what I mean. Yeah. This is crazy. So many of these fighters doing this. You got Tank is doing it. Tim Tszyu wants to do it. Anthony Yard wants to do it. He's supposed to be challenging Artur Beterbiev. So he said he wanted to get a tune-up in and then go in there to get smashed by Beterbiev later. Maybe the guy that's fighting Yard will get like the other guy that fight Yard and fight with a spirit. And next thing you know, Yard loses again. Jaywalk is out there asking, Stormy, do you think Tank will get credit if he wins? Listen, man. And thank you for the question. When Tank wins, he gets credit for his victories. People may pick apart if he had, some things that he did wrong or he made some mistakes or whatever. People are always going to, criticize one way or the other. And he should get credit for his victories. But what I'm speaking about more than anything, Jaywalk, is this. When you keep doing these things, eventually the road, it runs out. And this is now a situation that, you notice that they're having it in DC, right? There's a reason for that. Because in his hometown, well, he's from Baltimore, but that's close. Baltimore is a hop, skip, and a jump from DC. But the idea is, if it goes to the judges' scorecards, Tank will give favor. But I'm going to tell you something, because Tank hasn't fought men like this guy. Because this guy is a little bit athletic. This guy does have boxing skills. This guy does have heart, will, and spirit. He ain't going to be scared. And he's a former Olympian. He done fought on the road before. He done fought in hostile territory before. So what happens if Tank is in a boxing match where his power is being nullified, his distance is compromised? Because Tank got to get close to you. This guy might draw a line in the sand and say, "You shall not pass," like Gandalf, and start cutting that territory and sticking that jab, catching him coming in and stuff like that. And let's not forget, Tank is a southpaw. This guy probably knows how to fight southpaws better than anybody Tank has faced. I ain't talking about spar with in the gym, because we know Tank has been in there with quality men in the gym, but this is for the real deal. And I have to say this, people. Tank is not, I'm just being honest with this. Remember, I'm not here to bash. I'm pointing things out to help you realize what you're looking at. Tank is not the most mentally strong guy in the sport of boxing. Far from it. All you got to do is look at his Instagram and the tweets and stuff where you put something out and you retract it and you say something and you walk away from it. One moment you're Mr. Billy Badass, the next moment you're a ghost. All of that foolishness. And a real man is going to look at that and be like, he's unsure of himself. It's like trying to build a home on the beach. On sand, not solid rock. You're shaky. I point these things out to you because if in the event something happens and you say, "Whoa, I didn't see that coming," I'm trying to give you understanding. And this doesn't just go for Tank. It goes for the men who participate in the sport of boxing. Mr. Shelton, what's good with you, bro? I see you out there. Now, I'm not knocking Mr. Garcia getting this opportunity. He's earned that. Surprisingly, Tank's people decided on this fight before deciding on Ryan Garcia. That could be a mistake. Why didn't Chris Colbert want to go back in there with Mr. Garcia? My people, these people, we wanted to see that. Run it back. That's another thing that's not happening in the sport anymore. Running it back. You got me this time. I'm coming back. I'm going to go in the gym. I'm going to work on some things, devise some new strategies. I'm coming back to take my get back. They don't do that. They try to act like it don't happen. Look at it. Lomachenko loses to Orlando Salido. ESPN puts him on TV and puts his record up there as undefeated. I'm like, where the hell they do this now? The 85 Bears. lost one game. they would look real foolish erasing the loss from the season and be like, well, they only went, 16-0. It's like, no, they lost the game. They weren't undefeated. And here they are erasing victories and then try to act like it didn't happen. And for Lomo, who lost the second time against Teofimo Lopez, they let him go away for a while. They say he was over there with the conflict in his country and this and that. Whatever. They come back and they want to put him right back at the top of the sport when other guys have been toiling, working at the sport, and he just gonna leapfrog over all these guys. He didn't fight them when he had the titles, and he's not fighting them now that he don't have the titles. I mean, what the hell? But you want to give him the title shot against Haney, and he didn't want to fight Haney. He still don't want to fight Haney. He's hoping that they find some kind of way to get one of those belts off of Haney, or Haney will get to that point of frustration where he drops a belt or something. That's what they really want to do. They really want to steal something off of the table, instead of being invited to sit down and eat. Man, this is the softest era ever in boxing. These guys, tissue paper ass people out here in the sport of boxing. Tissue paper, Not even Charmin, the dollar store tissue, That single layer of paper that just, you gotta use half a roll to wipe yourself when you go one time. Yeah. Tissue paper ass guys. And they got the nerve to get on their social media and get mad. Oh, these YouTubers don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yes, we do. Because we've been watching you, nigga. We've been watching since before you got in the sport, That's right, Jay Grant Jr. One ply, One ply for the guy that lied. Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong. And they go on they social media and they make videos and stuff. Yeah, these guys don't know what they're talking about and this and that. Yes, we do. We know. Shut up and go fight another tune-up, Man, it's amazing when I look back, and I'm old enough because most of the guys who were from the late 80s and 90s, those are my contemporaries. We're the same ages. We're in our mid to late 50s right now. A couple of them may be in their early 60s. But they were all good to great fighters who competed at the highest levels of the sport. Now they're OGs, retirees. And these guys of today, soft tissue injuries that can't be detected. Oh, he's injured. Now all of a sudden Canelo is injured. He had to get surgery and all of this. But wasn't nobody talking about surgery? Wasn't nobody talking about his limp ass wrist? And that is a direct inference to other things, wearing them damn silky pajamas every damn where with your limp ass wrist, Canelo. Now you running around and you're trying to barter for sympathy, because you ran away from the immediate rematch with Dimitri Bivol, but you took your ass in there with Triple G, who was a damn antique shell of himself, and you didn't even compete with him as good as you did the first couple of times around because you done aged out your damn self. And you're supposed to want us to believe that you're going to take a turn up next May and then go for the rematch in September against Dimitri Bivol. Like Dimitri Bivol is somewhere sitting on a crate waiting for a phone call from your ass. Get the hell out of here, cinnamon buns. What you would love to see happen is for Dimitri Bivol to go head on with his career and make something happen, possibly against Artur Beterbiev, and maybe praying that he loses to Artur. That way, because you had never had any intention of fighting Artur, because that fight was always on the table, but Artur's people said, and you know, guys, I talked to John, person to person, they never got a call from Canelo's people. So that fight was never a consideration, even though they would say shit in the media to throw the trail off. Yeah, give them some of these, and let them speak on that. In the meantime, they looking around the corner. What is Cordina doing? Yeah! Tune-ups. A career of fighting tune-ups, people. I represent Mexico. There's some badass fighters coming out of Mexico to this day. But you represent Mexico. If you don't get your damn silky pajama wearing ass somewhere and sit down, cinnamon. Dude, you can't make this stuff up, man. William says, Stormybman, we watched the best and grew up watching the best that boxing had to offer. These guys couldn't carry the old school fighters' jock straps. Shaking my damn head. You're absolutely correct. Quee, what's good with you, Queen? I see you out there. $704 Joe says, hell, fighting every year and a half is normal now. Yeah. And you know why that is, 704 Joe? Because the networks are overpaying for this talent or lack thereof. You're a handyman or a carpenter. You've been in the business for 30 years. And you do damn good work. You got a reputation. Your business can be found online. People can Google it. There was a time we used to have the yellow pages, but we don't do the yellow pages no more. So it's not in the yellow pages no more. Your business is online. They Google plumbing, there you are. But some dude who just got out of plumbing school, you don't want to see him get the calls that you're supposed to be getting, and he want to charge the people $1,000 just to come out to the house, huh? That's not how you built your clientele over the past 30 years. You got return services under your umbrella because you've given out not only the quality service that you provide, but you give people a little leeway where they have confidence and entrust in your services that they will tell someone else. And that's how you build a community. These guys of the day, the network's paying $45 million, man. They paid Canelo last year, bro. $45 million. But they couldn't find any of that to split between Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, the two best welterweights of this modern generation. How much did they pay Triple G and Canelo? But they found the money for them, didn't it? Diana, they can't lay in the bed with real women because they too busy with their own capri pants, painted nails, and man purses. All that gets in the way. You don't need to be competing with somebody. He dye his hair more than you dye yours. And them sandals that he wearing are just a heel away from your pumps. So why would you want to lay in the bed with one of them? And all that gossip that they do, popping their gums all the time, and popping their necks and heads, swinging on a swivel like a woman, The next thing you want to expect to come out of their mouth is, hold my baby, Yeah! Y'all know I ain't lying. Yeah, Shower, you know, they don't even talk about Canelo, right? And the fact that he don't do good box office. They don't talk about that. They don't never talk about his numbers. They don't never talk about his pay-per-views. They don't never say these things. Never, ever, ever, ever. But as soon as Bud Crawford's name come up, as soon as Earl Spence's name come up, they say, people are not going to pay for that. Really? Really? Now, I'm not disputing that there is a compromise nowadays because of these apps and everything, how people can stream and this and that. I'm not denying that, but that's the way the world has changed. But you only point it out for black fighters. Black fighters. Man, I'm telling you, it's something watching this foolishness. A lot of the times it's disheartening, to see how the sport is moving. And then there are certain individuals who are out here who would love to give you more. But everyone's not willing to comply. And then when you bring in the shady factors of the sport, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you don't know about all the time, and it just doubles down on making everything more difficult to take place. It's a real shit show. But getting into the news a little bit, this fool Anthony Yard, he's fighting this weekend. He's trying to stay busy, taking a tune-up, by the way, because Arthur Bitterbeef will be ready to face him sometime early next year. But he's of the notion that he wants to face off against a guy this weekend. He thinks that he's improved himself since the Kovalev loss, but don't forget he lost another time shortly after the Kovalev loss. He's quoted as saying in Boxing Social article, he's quoted as saying, when I fought Kovalev, I was 18 fights in, hadn't fought anyone of great substance until that point. Not in comparison to Kovalev anyway. I went to Russia. It was an opportunity. The way I'm built is if the opportunity is there and it makes sense, I'm going for it. Then he says, I'm a completely different fighter now, mentally and physically. I've been through the ups and downs. Really? Well, let's just check that for a moment. Let Stormy break that down for you. I'm looking up Anthony Yard on BoxRec. Anthony Yard current record is 22-2 with 21 knockouts, and he was stopped once himself in his 2 losses. So, the Kovalev defeat was in August of 2019. Since then, he's had 5 fights since the Kovalev fight. And he lost one of those by split decision against Lyndon Arthur in December of 2020. So, if he lost to Kovalev 5 fights ago, and he's getting ready to fight again tomorrow, so that'll be his 6th fight since Kovalev. What has he learned? Those 5 fights, 1 defeat by a split decision, was a 2-round TKO, a 6-round TKO, a 1st-round KO, and a 4th-round KO. So, Anthony Yard, you still haven't gone the distance except for your split decision loss to Lyndon Arthur. And there's no proof in your pudding that you have gained. One of those guys had a record of 4-48 with 3 draws. Another one had a record of 16-4. Another one had a record of 23-5. And all of them, with the exception of the guy with 48 losses, are from the UK. That's nothing to boast about, son. You have yet to fight in the U.S. I wonder why. Even the man with no jab, Joshua Buatsi, who I was once high on, has come to America. Dope addict Connor Ben has come to the U.S. But you, Anthony Yard, you're missing. I mean, this is just foolishness when you talk about these guys. I don't know. But let me break on down into something else, because when I get to thinking about these guys, man, it really makes me feel like, you know, I get a certain kind of, I don't like it. My dislike for the sport comes to its head. You know, I walked away from boxing for 5-6 years, you know. And when I came back, I found the internet and 78 Sports TV. You know, that's kind of what got me back in. But there was a stretch of 5 or 6 years where I wasn't even watching boxing. Much as I love the sport, I didn't know who was champ wherever or whatever. I didn't care anymore. But I wanted to take some time out and share with you all my Thunderous Top 10 for the ladies. This is kind of awesome here. Check this out. Yeah. See, I see you looking there, Kwee. I see them eyes side-eyeing, looking at my list there. Look here, man. Let me tell you something. Stormybman, the only one put together his female Thunderous Top 10. Huh? And you see I put my girl Layla as the backdrop picture on that, right? Yeah. At number 10, we got Christina Hammer. She's still in the thick of things. What a fighter Christina Hammer is. And that just lets you know how damn good Clarissa is, because Clarissa handed her dinner a few years back. Huh? What was it, about 3 years ago? Yeah. Huh? At number 9, popping in, Chantel Cameron, who defeated Jessica McCaskill for the undisputed welterweight championship. she whooped the crap out of Jessica McCaskill, a hometown girl from Chicago, from the Chi. And y'all heard me when I did my post-fight show, my critique of Jessica. Jessica was on the former list as the undisputed. I'm sorry, this was for the junior welterweight championship for Cameron. Jessica was on as the undisputed welterweight champion, and now she's not even on the list. She lost that fight so bad against Chantel that she boosted Chantel into the thunderous top 10 of the ladies and booted Jessica out. Jessica fought like an amateur. She should be ashamed of herself still. No. She's no longer on this list. At number 8, we have the stellar Delphine Persoon, who went to war twice against Katie Taylor. And Katie Taylor actually lost one of those fights and got a gift decision the first go round. That's when I was talking about Katie Taylor using her head as a spear and busting up Persoon's face. But Persoon is still in the thunderous top 10. At number 7, we have Michaela Mayer, who dropped down when she lost her 2 titles to Alicia Baumgardner, who rose a couple of spaces because Alicia was lower in the rankings, but with her win over Michaela, it boosted her up. At number 6, we got the minimum weight champ, Seniesa Estrada, who was like a miniature version of Amanda Serrano. She can scrap, she can bang, she can bust people up, she can knock folks out. She had a really good fight when she got in there and fought that girl from Texas. Y'all should know who I'm talking about. But Seniesa is a good fighter, y'all. She just fought on the Johnny Beck undercard last weekend. Yeah. At number 5, at the halfway point, Alicia Baumgardner with the victory over Terry Harper and then Michaela Mayer. And Harper has just moved up to 154 and won another world title. It really accents Baumgardner's victory over her. So you have to give Baumgardner her credit. She's a comer, and she is number 5 on my thunderous top 10 for the ladies. Yeah. At number 4, we have the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Franchon Cruz Discern. Woo! Listen, man. Clarissa has beaten a couple of ladies on this list. That's all you gotta know about Clarissa. But the thing about Franchon Cruz Discern is that lady lays it on the line when she comes with it, huh? Franchon is a fighter, man. In that fight when her trainer was telling her about that little hair piece she had on it, took that hair piece off. You don't worry about that doggone wig. She told her to go out there and fight. Man. Little did Franchon know she was in there with a man that night. Huh? That dude that wanted to, transition. But I love these ladies, man. They are showing the men what shame is. Huh? They are showing them. At number 3, we have the lady that is fierce. I feature her in one of my intros for the women's boxing. Amanda Serrano, a puncher, a fighter with 40 plus fights, y'all. Amanda, the Puerto Rican lady. She is something. Yeah, Shaba, that's right. Alejandro. That's what Drew Titan be saying. He cracked me up every single time he say that. Alejandro. Yeah, Amanda Serrano is a bad mama jama as well. And her fight against Katie Taylor was one of the highlights of this year. The biggest women's boxing event of the year, with two of the most talented, highly touted fighters in the sport coming together. A great fight. Unfortunately, she didn't get the decision, but boy, did they put up a battle for people to watch. At Madison Square Garden, no less, sold out. It was so impactful that as they came together in the center of the ring for the fighters' instructions with the referee, Amanda looked at Katie and smiled and said, "Isn't this crazy?" It was an amazing night of boxing. And guess what, y'all? Stormy be covering the ladies. So you can go back and look at my content. I be talking about these ladies. I don't wait for something to happen and then jump on the bandwagon. I be driving the wagon. You understand? Yeah. William, I feel you, bro. I feel you. At number 2, we got the woman who defeated Amanda Serrano, and that is Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor. If Clarissa Shields were not in the sport at all, this woman could run it. And it just so happens that she's a little bit too small to face Clarissa. Outside of that, Katie Taylor is number 2 in the world on my Thunderous Top 10. And she's about as tough as they come. She can fight. Now, some people, they got a problem with complexion, huh? And she's from the old country, Ireland, they say. Yeah, but Katie can fight, man. And she tough as nails. Listen. When you can kick ass like Katie kick ass, you earn your stripes and your respect. Now, for number one, needs no introduction the world over. She is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 13-time world champion, and 3-time undisputed champion. Claressa T-Rex, the GOAT Shields. I'm going to reiterate sentiments that were left by the brother 78 Sports TV. When Claressa got out of that car over there in the UK on that evening that she was facing Savannah Marshall in Savannah's home country, she got out of that vehicle, that limo, looking like she was on her way to the Oscars, man. She was beautiful from head to toe. She looked and reflected royalty walking into that stadium, the O2 Arena, that was sold out. In the biggest fight of her life. And she left, no questions asked. I later found out, watching an interview with her, when she was in her prep mode the day of the fight, she got a call from Floyd Mayweather. And she told this story in her interview. And she said, it's going to make me cry again. She said, because I got tears welling up as I'm thinking about. She said she got a call from Floyd. And Floyd told her, look here. Everything you've accomplished, you deserve to be here. But if you don't win another fight in your life, you got to win this one. You have to win this fight. She said it meant so much coming from someone as accomplished as Floyd to speak to her in that way. She hadn't lost any focus or anything, but it just reiterated the significance, because you have to understand, Floyd was protecting his record of 50-0. Those last 5 fights or so, 6 fights of his career, a lot was on the line. And he fought like it. He fought. You would have had to kill Floyd to take that O away from him. So when he was able to channel that support to Claressa, it was something that she needed. And I'm glad he did it. But did you see her performance? Everybody spoke on the UK side of things about Savannah Marshall's power. How powerful she is. How powerful she is. Well, 704 Joe, take a seat, bruh. Anyway, every time Savannah Marshall hit her with something solid, she came back with 4, 5, 6, 7 more upside Savannah Marshall's head. That was impressive. That was decisive. That was the type of performance that the judges cannot take a fight away from you when you go out there and you execute to that degree. She did a wonderful thing that night. And it was special. She has been elevated to a level that has totally separated her from the rest of the pack. The space between number 1 and 2 is a wide divide. And Katie Taylor is nothing to sneeze at. But Clarissa is so much better on so many different levels that she's not even 1000% focused on boxing. She's got an MMA fight coming up very soon. It just goes to show the nature of the woman, the level that she competes at. You have to take your hat off to Clarissa Shields. Number 1 in my thunderous top 10 for the ladies. Yeah. Salute to you, Ashley. I see you out there, sister. Yeah. Yeah, 704. Joe, you know, you mentioned Alicia Baumgartner's name and his pants come unfastened and go down around his ankles. See, we ain't trying to go there, 704 Joe. We talking about boxing. Huh? You talking about boxer. Huh? Like boxer shorts. You know? But that's okay. You love who you love. Huh? But keep it boxing. And listen, that's a damn good picture of Layla right there, ain't it? Man, I used to love to watch Layla fight, man, because she had some rumble in her. Layla wasn't no punk, huh? Yeah, 704 Joe, we know you're talking about the list, huh? Your list of things you want to do to Alicia, huh? You ain't fooling me, man. Didn't y'all hear his pants unzip when I said her name? Y'all heard that little sound effect over the mic? It was like zzz. That was 704 unzipping. But I'm going to help him out because I'm going to take the ladies down over here so he don't lose himself too much. Yeah. But listen, that ladies' thunderous top 10, that's a hell of a list. All of those women on there are highly competitive. Highly. And there was still a couple that could have been on that list, like Terry Harper or even McCaskill, who just disappointed me so much with that performance. And you know, she dropped down from her welterweight title to take on Chantel. So by giving up that, I had to remove her off of there. She ain't pound for pound. She ain't thunderous top 10 material, you know, not off of that performance. Not at all. No. And I don't care how cute she is and everything, being from Chicago, she need to go back to some boxing basics. You feel me? That's it. You know? So how did you guys like that women's Thunderous Top 10? Updated recently. And I couldn't wait to show it to you guys because I knew that was going to, you know, be totally representative of what we're seeing in the sport right now for the ladies. No, 704, I didn't put you in the corner. When I do that I say it, but no, I was just saying, you know, calm it down, you know, put the lid back on the Viagra bottle, you know, huh? Yeah, man, because you know what? When she was fighting that night against Michaela, most of the guys, they was looking at her body and stuff. They wasn't even watching her boxing ability. Oh, she won every round. No, she didn't. That fight was close as hell. That's why I'm the only one that judged the fight close. All these other dudes had like Baumgartner like was beating her pillar to post or something. I'm like, man, these niggas just looking up her skirt. She landed a flurry. Oh, that was a 7-punch combination. She never threw more than 2 or 3 at a time. Man. You damn right, Diana and Shower. It's like, that's all you can see in the chat, right? It was like cake, screenshot. I'm like, man, it was crazy, bro. It was so crazy watching that foolishness. That's why I did that Tuesday tussle the week after the fight. And I ran the fight back and I called it on the air and judged it. And I still had it the same way I judged it after I had Mayer winning the fight. But it's like these guys was like, no, man. They was like, Alicia won. Man. But yeah, you know, that's why we need to see a rematch between them, because the one thing that neither of them did in their match was go for it like Clarissa went for it against Savannah. If one of them had done that, it would have been a decisive victory. Therefore, that video I just released, what was that, earlier today? That's what that video was about. You guys got to watch my videos, man. They're not getting enough views. When I do a Tyson Fury video, it's like 1,000 people come out for that. Yeah, William, but when you watched the fight twice, your eyes was just wandering twice more. That's all. It's like you didn't want to watch the fight for no competitiveness. You was just like, let me watch that one more time. Let me pause it. Let me go get let me get some, what'd you say? Let me go get some lotion. Yeah, Diana, I'm very consistent, aren't I? It's like my eye for the sport is not like angled, huh? I might have to put my glasses on from time to time, but no. But since we on that, let's get to this other section now. The thunderous top 10 for the men. Huh? Here we go. I'll let y'all look that over real good first. Y'all gonna see some surprises on that thunderous top 10 for the men. Yeah. At number 10, we got Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man. The young man, with what he did to Soren Visai, really separated him from the other contenders at that weight class. He took Sor apart, who had given real battles to Juan Francisco Estrada and Chocolatito by knocking Chocolatito out. So, there you go. At number 9, we got Stephen Fulton, man. That young man right there is a very good fighter, very fast, good boxing ability, good mobility, good defense. He's a fighter to keep your eye on when you're watching him do his thing. At number 8, we got Shakur Stevenson, former unified super featherweight champ, man. He's moving up now, and he's expected to do some great things when he gets up there to the juniors, the lightweights. And I'll tell you something, Shakur is probably better than most of those guys that are at that weight class that he's moved up to. It's just that it's going to take him a minute to show things. But I'm excited to see that. It's a different line of competition for him there, and I think he's up for the task. At number 7, we have Naoya Inoue. Now, I'm going to say this about Inoue. Down there beneath the junior featherweights and everything. This is the thing about Inoue. Inoue is for those lower weight guys. He's the Julian Jackson of those men. He has a tremendous knockout percentage, and when he gets in there against people, you cannot let him touch you, because he puts people to sleep. Now, there's a couple of there's a couple of fighters that we would like to see him fight, but it still doesn't take away from the fact of what he's accomplished, which is he's been a champion for a while. He won the tournament. He knocked out all those good fighters in the tournament, and he beat Nonito Donaire twice, stopping him the second time. So I give Naoya a lot of credit. He doesn't need to be much higher than this. That should be where he is, in the bottom half of the top 10. At number 6, and this is simply only because of his inactivity and injuries, that you see Bivol where he is at number 6, but Artur Bitterbeeve possibly could be there, but I had to move him up for a particular reason, which I will get to. But Dimitri Bivol, on his victory over Canelo, on his victory that we saw where he was able to just totally outclass several fighters, including now Gilberto Ramirez, and let's not forget what he did for Smith. He got Smith number and really did a boxing class job on him. So Dimitri Bivol is number 6. At number 5, holding steady, is Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, what I like about Gervonta Tank Davis is this. He has almost a cult-like following. And in boxing today, that's great. When a fighter can travel and put butts in the seats, that's always a good thing. It's just that we want to see him fight some of the people he needs to fight. But that doesn't mean he can't beat them or whatever. It's just that his people, they just don't want to put the risk out there yet for whatever reason. But he's more than prepared and ready. And he better be ready for Mr. Hector Luis Garcia. Otherwise, it all will come crumbling down for them if he's not. Salute to Bumpy Thompson out there. I see you, Bumpy. Welcome, bro. At number 4, Artur Bitterbeeve, who is currently, I believe he's like 17-0 or 18-0 with 17 knockouts or 18 knockouts. He's like, all his victories are by knockout. He's a even-fisted puncher, but he's also a strong man. I mean, when I say strong, Artur Bitterbeeve has the type of strength that is from old school. He reminds me of the guys like from the 50s when Joe Louis and those guys were around. Artur Bitterbeeve is a strong man. He's a man's man. And when he did to Joe Smith what he did to Smith, I immediately knew that he was going to be a problem for anyone. And he's talking about moving up to heavyweight. The man is powerful. And he is nothing to play around with. This guy is the business. Every fight has been a stoppage. And he's beaten some really good guys. Volstead, Joe Smith, Marcus Brown. I mean, he's beating up some people, man. And he makes it look almost effortless. I don't think he's been in there with someone talented enough to box him and keep him honest. And I don't think that Dimitri Bivol punches hard enough. He can box very well, but eventually Artur's going to catch up to him. And that's when it will end. You remember Volstead telling Teddy Atlas, I don't want to go back out there no more? That guy had beaten up Superman. He is nothing to play with. And Teddy Atlas kept pushing him out there. And it ended up that Volstead went to the hospital with a brain bleed. This man is something else, Artur Bitterbeeve. At number 3, we got The Dream, Devin Haney, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, who had to chase the titles down to the other side of the world just to prove his wares. And he did it twice. He's good. Devin is good. And I believe the better fighter that you put him in with, the more his talent will come to the forefront. I really like how he's going about his business in the ring. Devin is getting it done, y'all. And if he decides to fight Vasily Lomachenko, he'll handle that business when it comes down to that fool as well. Oh, by the way, you guys noticed that Lomachenko is nowhere on this list. Canelo is nowhere on this list. Do you wonder why? You should not. One's a cheat and the other one is twice beat. Huh? You're welcome. Stormy's glass lenses are clear. That's right, Diana. Integrity over here goes a long way. At number 2, we have the truth. Errol Spence Jr. The man is unified. He has 3 of the 4 major titles and is coming off of a great victory over Yordenis Ugas. And he's been chomping at the bit to become undisputed, but the politics of boxing are playing a huge role in trying to see that it doesn't happen the way he wants it to happen. They're trying to currently force a fight with he and Keith Thurman, who they didn't force to fight him when he was campaigning for a title shot. Keith Thurman ran away from him, sunned him, talked about he needed to get a belt and so forth and everything, to the degree that it was just outright disrespectful. And now Keith Thurman has turned into a lichen, shout out to 78 Sports TV, and allowing himself to be used as a tool to control Errol Spence. If Earl decided to vacate, I couldn't blame him. If he decided to change his plans up on what he wanted to do, I wouldn't blame him. If he decided not to fight Keith Thurman, I would not blame him. They did not make Canelo face Charlo or Andrade, huh? Did they? They didn't make Canelo fight Benavidez, did they? So why are they trying to force this on Earl, who has always handled himself with dignity and class? This is how you know the sport is corrupt, because Keith Thurman has sat out of the sport more than he's participated in the sport over the past 3 years. And Earl has done nothing but defeat challenge after challenge. And they're trying to stand in the way of his greatness. That's all it is, because this man is ascending. And they do as much as they can now to restrict your growth or your movement, so they can stick these other fools in there. You got people like Jaime Munguia, who has turned down title shot after title shot because he ain't ready to fight a certain person. But then he turn around and fight a veteran pro or a person you've never heard of so he can get victories. But he's food for the champs. So I salute Earl. He's holding that number 2 spot pretty tightly. Now, for number 1, This may have surprised all of you, but it shouldn't. At the end of the day, this man has a story like no one else on this list. Jermell Charlo is the only fighter that is undisputed in this current time of the 4-belt era where he has won exactly every way that you can win a fight. He has won by decision. He has come from behind to win. He has knocked people out early. He's knocked people out late. He's knocked people out with every punch you can throw. The jab, the hook, the uppercut. He has lost, and he has come back and defeated the guy that he lost to by knockout. You can't be more decisive than that. He has drawn against a guy and come back and defeated that guy by knockout, certifying his superiority over his opponents. Tim Tszyu, easy work. Easy work. But I will say this. You will not see this in anyone else's pound for pound, whatever list you want to call it. But Jermell Charlo, I just gave you a breakdown easily over why he tops my list. No one else that is undisputed has done what he's done. And if anyone out there that's listening to this right now, they can go, if you know Mel Charlo, you can go and you can show him this clip. You can tell him what I said about him, and he can read this for himself and listen to my commentary on it, because it's the truth. And nobody else in the sport that covers the sport or nothing, they will not acknowledge his accomplishments like I just did. He knows what it is to lose a fight. He knows what it is to have drawn against an opponent. But when you come back and you erase both of those by knockout against those guys, you create a line of separation between you and they. No controversial decision. No edge, barely escaping with the skin of your teeth. Totally decisive. Amazing. The more that I gave thought to that, the more I was like, you know what? And on some people's pound for pound list, he's not even there. This man is the best fighter in the sport, people. Yeah. And notice who's not on the list anymore. The guy who's not on this list anymore, I'm not going to say his name, has not accomplished what Mel has accomplished in the manner of which Mel has accomplished it. See, being undefeated is cool. That's fine. But when you can take a loss, come back, and knock the guy out that you took a loss against, that's impressive. When you draw against somebody and you get a host of people talking about there's a great chance that the other guy should have got the decision. And you come back and you systematically take his ass apart, and then you leave him for his people to scrape off the canvas. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking with me, you gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm a knockout artist, baby.
Yeah. So that's my men's thunderous top 10 list, people. I hope that you guys understand how I arrived at those choices. I can always explain myself. Stormy ain't for the foolishness, huh? I come out with substance. Real substance. So what you guys think of that, huh? What you think of it? I know what Diana thinks of it. I appreciate you, Diana. That's good stuff there. Thanks, William. Appreciate that. You see, when I come on here, it's like, do I not bring you guys some substance, huh? There's no foolishness, just some substance. We crack some jokes from time to time, but hey, man. This is sincere stuff here. Yeah, man. Yeah. I appreciate you guys, the compliments on that. But I work on this for you guys, I try to put things together to help, I really do. And me removing a certain fight off of the list, that wasn't personal. That wasn't begrudging. That was like, you know what? With the men who are on that list, they're on that list solidly for their merits, not for potential, not for hope or wishing, from the merit. That's a difference, man. There's some talents out there who could make the list, like a Demetrius Andrade. But he keeps making all these bad moves. He should have fought Janabek. He should have fought him because he hasn't fought the other guys. He hasn't fought Canelo. He hasn't fought either of the Charlo brothers. If he fight these guys, he hasn't fought Lara. If you fight these guys like Janabek or something and you whoop their ass, nobody can take anything away from you. Damn that talk about low risk, low reward. Every time you step into the ring, it's a high risk. Even if you're going in there against a guy that you're supposed to, on paper, defeat. I gotta take a quick moment and pay a bill, y'all. My man, Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Shout out to our brother, Healer the Teacher, aka Focus Ball. Wonderful product that he's got there. Yeah. But man, can you guys believe it? That doggone 2 hours is gone by just like that. It's like, man, it goes by so fast, doesn't it? It's like, man, what are we doing here? Man, it goes by so fast. But see, that's because I was engaged with you guys and we had great content to present to you this evening. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, man. It's like, you know, no gossips, nothing. Talk about that the first hour of the show. These guys, tune-ups. Second hour of the show, we talked about the Thunderous Top 10, the ladies and the men. Huh? Great stuff, man. Yeah. And I still had a host of things to talk about, but I only stay in my time slot. I ain't trying to go long. I'm just trying to be strong. You know what I mean? But, yeah, we're going to get ready to get on out of here. Blessings to you guys. You know, thank you everyone came in, showed support. Says we had over 200 views this evening, which is great. You know, you guys are really, you know, rocking. A couple of new faces in the chat tonight. That's okay. You're welcome to come on in. We got some people coming in. They've been afraid to talk, and we got people who was talking and doing a little too much that may not be coming back, which is fine too. Because the way I see it, God doesn't close a door without you being able to open up a window. You know what I mean? Some people are meant to be with you for a season. Some people are meant to be with you a little longer. Some people are not meant to be with you at all. You have to understand it's all part of the process. You know? Especially when people are, wrong in their doing, and then they want to look at you sideways. I'm a man before I'm anything else. And I'm going to put it down like that. You don't have to love it. You don't have to like it. And you don't have to be here. But wherever you be, if it's somebody of substance and solid foundation, they always gonna let you know. Remember, I said this weeks ago. Rare do we hear people say, my bad, my fault, it's on me. I take full responsibility. I take accountability. Whatever happened to that? Integrity is something. And when you lack it, you're nothing. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace be with you all. Have a great weekend.
To this day.